Please find my baby girl. These words haunted Detective Lindsey Wade for years. Voice for Valor presents the story behind her groundbreaking book, In My DNA, where determination meets DNA science and cold cases finally crack under the weight of truth.
I felt terrible when finishing off the book where you were talking about the father just saying, I don't have a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, you and law enforcement and your fellow colleagues that have spent all this time investigating this, but for the father, I mean, can you talk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part about these cases. And I think for myself personally, that's what was really a motivating factor for me to try to solve a lot of the cases that I worked on, was that I knew there was a family waiting, right? And just because it had been 30 years, it doesn't mean that it was any less painful for them. It's not like they forgot about it. So with Jennifer Bastian's case, there was a scene that I talked about in the book where my partner and I had gone to their home to actually get some photos of Jennifer for that case review that we did in Alexandria at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And as we were leaving, Jennifer's father, grabbed onto my partner and with tears in his eyes said, I don't have much time left. I need you to find out what happened to my baby girl. And it was heart-wrenching. It was God, it's one of those things where you just just, not that I didn't know it was real before, but when you are looking straight at somebody, looking at a family member, and they're just begging you to please, give them some answers. And those answers don't necessarily mean that somebody needs to be arrested and charged. With a lot of these cold cases, yeah, that's the ultimate goal. But even if the offender's dead, they want to know. They want to know that the police didn't forget about them. They want to know that their loved one is important. And, they want to know that somebody is still working on it. And so sometimes that can be just as important and meaningful to family members as someone being convicted.